Hi everybody, welcome to All Games New and Old. I am David Rodriguez, and today I'm going to be unboxing Star Wars Outer Rim. It is a game of bounty hunters, mercenaries, and smugglers for 1 to 4 players, designed by Corey Koneska and with Tony Fanchi. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Anyway, this game's been out for several years now, I believe. Recently, it came out with an expansion that I know is like long awaited, and people are really liking that expansion. And then I happened to find this for a pretty good deal, so I decided I'd finally take the plunge. I always was curious about it, but I also heard it, when it came out, everyone was comparing it to Firefly, the board game, which I already had. And so I was like, well, I don't know. Do I need another game that's similar? I'm not sure. Although I did hear a lot of people say that this was their preferred of the two, but you know, who knows? But you know, with the new expansion out, it sounds like it adds a lot to it. I got kind of excited about it, and I decided to give it a go. And you know, I've been watching some of the newer Star Wars shows too, so I think that has helped kick my desire to play this into high gear. So it says it's for ages 13 and up, 1 to 4 players in 2 to 3 hours. So not a short game, not absurdly long, but definitely not short. It says Star Wars Outer Rim. In Star Wars Outer Rim, you and your friends take on the roles of bounty hunters, smugglers, and mercenaries and set out to make your mark on the galaxy. You'll travel the Outer Rim in your personal ship, hire legendary Star Wars characters to join your crew, and try to become the most famous or infamous outlaw in the galaxy. Will you make a name for yourself by hunting bounties for the Hutts, stealing for the crime syndicates, or smuggling goods past Imperial patrols? All this and more is possible as you venture through the outskirts of the known galaxy. Set your coordinates, gather your crew, and make the jump to hyperspace with Star Wars Outer Rim. So, sounds very cool. I don't know how this board in here is. I don't know, I'm guessing it's in pieces maybe, but if you can tell on here, it's interesting. Every time I've seen pictures, I've been very curious how this works because it's in this unusual sort of arc thing. So I'm curious how that will be, but let me get in here. Let me see how they've done that. I'm guessing it's in a few pieces, but I could be wrong. One thing that I wasn't sure about with this is because I like Star Wars a lot, but I'm not a person who knows like all the side characters and whatnot. I'm not so invested in it that I know like the deep cuts, if you know what I mean. So I was worried, you know, like I know Han Solo and I know Boba Fett, but I didn't know if I would be very excited about a lot of the characters in here. But I don't know. I guess I'm getting over that, so that's fine. All right, so here is our Learn to Play, which is what Fantasy Flight usually does. They have a Learn to Play book, and then they'll have a rules reference. So this has, of course, all your main rules that you can get up and get playing with. And this is 15 pages, which is, you know, not tiny, but nothing too huge. That seems to be pretty average for a lot of games. So there's a lot of text in here, though. I don't know if you noticed I was passing through. There's a lot. I don't know if it's very hard or not, but it could be a bit to learn, but that's okay. I mean, there's a lot of people playing it, so if I need help, I can probably ask the world and get an answer. So here's the rules reference I was talking about, and when Fantasy Flight puts out a game and they have this is more so you can look up specific things. If you come across an interaction that you're not sure about from just reading the rules, this is a great way to do things. I love this because, you know, I feel like in the past, and even more recently, you know, a lot of rule books just incorporate everything into the rule book, which is fine, but it can really be a lot to try to read and understand. So I'm a big fan of this thing that Fantasy Flight does. All right, so here's the things we got to punch out. I'm going to go ahead and cut this open with an X-Acto. And I see my question is answered about the board. Like there's a couple pieces right here, so I assumed it kind of had to be that way, but I was like, well, maybe they figured out some kind of crazy way to fold it in the box. You never know. They're very clever. And one thing you can always say about Fantasy Flight, I think, at least from what I've seen in the time I've been playing games, is their production levels are always pretty dang good. Like, I don't think I've ever gotten anything from theirs where I was like, oh, this is shoddy, or, you know, this could be a lot better. They almost always do a great, fantastic job. So I don't know what these tokens are. I mean, if I had to guess, I'd say maybe it's damage of some kind, but I really don't know. So got that. Okay, so here's a bunch of characters over here. So I know you can get a lot of people to be part of your crew, at least I believe that's the case. So I don't think these are all like a character you pick at the beginning necessarily. I don't believe, maybe some of them are, but I think a lot of them are people you can kind of add to your crew. I could find out that I'm totally wrong. So, you know, these look like maybe money tokens because there's 1,000, 5,000. I'm assuming that's what those are. Here's more. Oh, here's some of the ships Little tokens for those. Okay, so I'm guessing these are the characters that you can be. And I would love to say I'm going to sit here and name them, but I'm not going to be able to do that. Like I said, I'm just not an expert in the side characters. Yeah, Boba Fett, Han Solo, Lando Calrissian. Those are the ones I know off the top of my head. The other ones I'm not super familiar with. This guy looks like the droid from the first season of The Mandalorian, but I don't think it necessarily is that specific droid. But anyway, fantastic art. You know, very recognizable from the movie counterparts. I hope I'm not making Star Wars fans scream their head off that I don't know all these characters. It's just, I'm not great at learning names, period. So if it's not a character that I see a ton on the screen, I'm just not going to be able to do it. So here we have things for standees go in. We have these little white pieces that look like, here, let me get them out. I wasn't going to take it all out, but I want to show you the dice anyway, because these look really interesting. So let me get this out first. This looks like a Lego piece, to be honest with you. Like, I don't know if I can get this. It's so small. But yeah, I mean, get it to zoom. Yeah, it looks like a weird little Lego piece. I don't think it would fit with Legos, but that's what it looks like. So I'm not sure what those are for. And then the dice, I think they're neat because they look sort of gold. They got like kind of a swirly, pearl sort of thing going on, which I think they look really neat. They're obviously very specific dice to this game. So I don't know what the symbology is yet. There's eyes. There's those little star-like things, which I'm guessing are heads of some kind. There's a blank side, at least one blank side. So looks good though. Okay, let's take a look at some of these cards. Everything's already pre-bagged, which is kind of nice. Okay. So, wow. Okay, so these seem to be two-sided, like there's important information maybe on both sides. So you have planets on one side and then some information on the other side. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I imagine it might be goals that you have to reach. It's a pick up and deliver game, so you're taking things from one area to another. And I don't know. Here's some nav point cards. I don't know if you get into like combat with other people or what, to be honest with you. I'm not sure how that works, so it'll be interesting to see. I know in Firefly, like you didn't directly fight other people, if I recall, but there were some, threats running around out there. Okay, so here's some ship. I'm going to turn this over because I have a feeling, yeah, so these aren't going to be very exciting on the back, but heavy blaster pistol. So these look like maybe some like gear of some sort that you can equip people with, perhaps. Quad laser cannon. This is, I'm guessing, for your ships. So that's cool. You can upgrade your ship, it looks like. These are jobs that you can take. Rescue from the mines, hijacking a firefighter, or whatever, I don't know. The Kessel Run, we know that one. The Rebel Favor, Syndicate Favor, Hut Favor. Some hired help stuff. Other, like, ship cards, so... oh, wait, hold on. There is the Millennium Falcon style ship. I don't know that this is supposed to be that specific one or if it's just the type there, but that's exciting. So, yeah, okay, so that's those. Let me move this aside. Let's get into these other decks here and see what we have. I'm wondering what the, it said it took 2 to 3 hours. I wonder if this will be a shorter game than Firefly or not. I mean, that one I think is heavily dependent on the scenario you're doing, but... man, that game can be a little bit long. So, okay, so you've got AI player turn stuff. I'm guessing for playing solo, bounties, jobs, smuggling compartment modification, salvage, food supplies, droid parts. So various supplies. I imagine those might be things you're taking. There's crew, Mandalorian armor. That's cool. Extravagant wardrobe. So some really neat, I think, flavorful things. I don't know how they play into the game yet, but I'm sure we'll figure that out. Okay. All right, I'm not sure what these are, but... Bib Fortuna, Black Chrysanthemum, Black Sun Agent, Boshek, Chewbacca, Dengar, Doctor... Okay, so there's a lot of freaking characters here, so I'm not going to probably read all of them, but... So a lot of these are crew, which is great. I like that. I like when they take an established IP like Star Wars and, alter it so you can have people working together that didn't in the movie, but it's fun to kind of put them together. I always enjoy that kind of thing. Okay. Starting planets. Okay, vehicle parts. Jobs. Okay, so here's our... Okay, I'm going to go through the names now because these are actually the character cards. So we have Lando Calrissian, Han Solo, Dr. Aphra, Jyn Erso. If I am saying these wrong, I apologize. It's just how it's going to be. Boba Fett. I love his tea that he makes. IG-88. Ketsu Onyo. Bosk. And that's it. Ways to gain fame, which I think this is probably just player reference because it's got player turn on the back, but that's always handy. So, wow. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff in there for sure. But that, my friends, is Star Wars Outer Rim, which I really am excited to give a try. I hope I can learn this and get to the table soon. There's so many games to play. It's oh gosh, there's a ton. But it's a silly thing to complain about. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit like and subscribe and click the little bell icon so you can know about the next time I put out a video. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you all around the table again at All Games New and Old. Bye. If you enjoyed that video, you might also like this one.
Or this one.
If you like any of our videos, what you should do is click this little button to subscribe so you'll know about the next time we put out a video.
We'll see you around the table.
Bye.
Bye.